This is part 2 of my story time about how I attended a That 90's show taping. So if you want to catch up, go watch part 1, where you can jump in here. I'm about to talk about autographs and a little tea that has to deal with someone giving an autograph. So I was being a little bit covert because everyone was tucked up tight against the railing, right? You can't squeeze in and the actors are all down below. So I just started squatting down below because there was a railing, and I just went in between legs and thighs, and I was like, excuse me, can I sneak in here? And they would take it and they would sign it. And I was like, thanks so much. And then I would move on to the next one and I would squat down and I'd stick my hand through the railing and be like, excuse me, can I just squeeze in? And they would take it. So I got 5 signatures total. I'm going to frame this because I think it's so fun. But I got Kitty's signature right there. And I got the character that's playing Leah Foreman right there. And then I got Red right there. He was the first signature that I got. He was a nice guy. I told him I was so glad the show was still going. And then I got a guy who plays the character Bob on the show. He's right here. And then I got an autograph of the guy who plays Uncle Spoogiera. I don't know if that's how you say it, but he's the funny uncle. Isn't that fun now? I thought it was so fun. Good memories. Now I will share what I think is a little bit of tea. The main kid who plays the XOXO kid, they're all down there signing, right? One kid, I saw him get like dragged off by like a producer or somebody, like he had to go do something. Everyone else is still signing. I watched this kid because I was kind of standing there. I had just got the main girl's autograph and I was looking to get like whoever else I could while I was there. But I was kind of looking and I was watching, and you know, again, everyone's up against the railing. I'm kind of behind, so I'm staring down. I watched this kid do one last signature, step back, close his Sharpie and go, I'm done with this, and walk away. Like he's just too cool for school. Like that's the attitude I got. Like I can't even give any more time to this. Like what? I don't know. I'm like, you're just you're still up and coming. Like, be grateful to fans who want to get your autograph. I don't know. Maybe it sucks. Do they have you do this after every show? Maybe. I don't know. But you know what? It's part of the job. You're young. I believe he came from a Disney show. I would have no idea about that. So maybe that's where the little attitude was coming from. But like, I don't know. I didn't really appreciate it as someone watching from afar. Like maybe he just could have said, hey, I gotta go now, and like left. Like I did not need the whole pen cap. I felt like there was a little lean into it, like no more. And he walked away. It was just, you know, not very cool and something I will remember personally. So I feel like he should get that in check now because he's young. It's only going to get worse. And then they just kind of at some point, I don't know how long they gave us to get autographs, but they were kind of like, okay, time to go. And so we started to head out. And now on the way out, we wanted to hit the restroom. So keep in mind, we've been sitting there since 5 p.m. None of us 3, got up to use the restroom. People got up all the time to use the restroom. We just never did. We stayed the whole time. So by this point, we kind of had to pee. So as we're walking out, we're walking by like the bathrooms that are in the sound stage, and we're like, oh, can we use those real quick? And they're like, no, you have to use the ones on the outside. So we're like, okay, fine. So we continue on and we get outside, and we were going to go to the bathrooms we had used on the way in. And so we're trying to go that way, and they're like, oh, no, bathrooms are closed. And we're like, excuse me? Like we had a 45-minute drive back to Orange County. We needed to go to the bathroom before we left. So we kind of were like, well, who can we talk to? They're like, you should have used it inside. We're like, I'm sorry, we were told we weren't allowed to, and we had to come out here. And now we're out here and you're telling us we have to use inside. And now we can't go back inside because we're already outside. So where are we supposed to go to the bathroom? So up until this point, it had been a great experience with the One Iota team. They'd been very nice and friendly. And was it that they got what they wanted from us, our laughter? And then it all went away? I don't know. But there was a few of us, not just us, that also needed the restroom too. So they finally found a team member that could escort us to the bathroom so we could use it and then go. So it all worked out. We got to pee. That was all we wanted to do. I forgot about this part. This is why we wanted to use the bathroom so bad. I can't believe I forgot to mention this. This is going to be so crazy when I tell you. It gets crazier to me every time I think about it. I kind of forget, and then I remember. I'm like, really right now? Okay, so when we got to the cemetery and we parked, they lined us up against this wall. And there was a member there who was semi in charge a little bit. So she was standing across the way and I'm leaning against the wall and I can see her directly. And they have headsets and stuff. And so I watch her mouth into the headset, and I could lightly hear her, but I could read her mouth as well. Just so you know, the restrooms are out of order. So I hit my friend that's standing right next to me, and she's looking at me so she can't see her. I go, hey, just FYI, that girl right now just said that the bathrooms are out of order. So thank goodness we didn't have to go. But it was just like I was mental noting it. So after we got out of the taping and they're telling us, okay, don't use this bathroom, go to this bathroom. And then they're saying you can't use this bathroom, but you also can't go back inside. We know that we're going back to a location that doesn't have a working bathroom. And I know this for a fact. And so we're talking to the security down there trying to be able to go, and they're telling us no. And finally someone comes up behind us, and it's the same girl that I saw while we were waiting in line who mouthed the bathrooms are out of order is now standing in front of me. And she wouldn't know that I knew this information because I didn't go up and tell her, oh, I saw you, tell people that that the bathroom's out of order, right? She doesn't know that I know. She knows, you know what I'm talking about? So she's like, what's the problem? And we tell her the problem. She goes, oh, well, you could just use the bathrooms back at the cemetery. We can. And I go, we know that the bathrooms at the cemetery are broken. And she goes, oh, they are? Like it was new information for her. And she was, let me tell you, I get it. She was playing the game good, okay? Like, I don't know if I'd want to deal with crazy people have to pee either. And so she was just playing the game. She didn't know the information that I knew in my head. Like, I knew she knew. I watched her say the words. So to hear her coming back at me like, what? They are? Well, maybe they're fixed by now. Girl, are you freaking kidding me? Maybe we'll be able to pee? Like, are you kidding me? So it all resolved itself. They did find someone to escort us, but I just couldn't believe the audacity. But I also get like her playing the game. I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, I was like, but I know. Like, you can't fool me because I know. So anyways, we got back to the cemetery. We got our car. We got our phones. I had turned my phone off just to save battery. And so I turned it back on and was able to get back to real life. But it was crazy to have a full day and none of it documented because for me, I'm like a big documenter. And so it was kind of crazy, but it was a very fun time. I'd say do it at least once just to have an idea of what's happening behind the scenes because it's really cool. But it is a very long day and you're not getting paid and you're not fed well necessarily, but you are treated well and it is a lot of fun. So I definitely say do it. Would I do it again? Of course, I definitely would. But I would take in consideration like what I have going on. And if it's a day that I just am like, oh yeah, absolutely nothing, for sure. But I don't know if I would take off work for it. Again, you're going to lose money to go basically work. You're working as someone who's going to laugh for a show. So keep that in mind. But it was really fun. Hope you learned a few things. Let me know if you have any questions or if you missed something. That's what it's like to go watch a taping.